Good morning. I am Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. Delighted to be in the studios today, talking about a lot of great and really important stuff. And one of my favorite regulars on the program is Sandra Finch, and she is a CPA extraordinaire, and I think she's got an amazing story. And before we get to our topic today, which is very timely, we're talking about spring cleaning when it comes to your finances. I'd love for her to kind of give her elevator speech and tell us a little bit about herself and her practice.
My amazing part of my story is how I did everything backward. I took the CPA exam before I finished an accounting degree. In fact, at least 19 years before that happened. And then I had a successful practice and sold it before I did go back to school. And then I got a degree in education, adult education. Adults learn very differently than children. They already have an idea of what a lot of words mean, so sometimes they have to unlearn them, and they grasp concepts in big gulps instead of little pieces. So that has really helped me build my second practice. I call it my grand practice because they say your grandchildren are easier than your children. And the second practice is all about educating people to do the best thing they can about their taxes and finances after they have all of the information and tools to make those decisions.
Yeah, I think that's the amazing thing about your story and about your practice is that it's all about really educating people in a field that I think, with CPAs, there's almost a loftiness about CPAs and a disconnect by design almost. And I don't think it's intentional as much as it is part of the educational process that they ended up acquiring that. I think they have great intentions and all CPAs are really helpful, but being able to bridge through communication the situation, I think, is so very important. And I think that's kind of at the heart of your practice.
Yeah, it really is. We don't want to, just hand people something that's still warm off the printer and say, here, sign this, under penalties of perjury in the case of a tax return. It's so much better if they understand, because, most people are incredibly savvy and intelligent and know their money and their situation much better than I ever will. And so I feel like it's kind of like when I go to the doctor, I want to know a little bit more about, don't just hand me this pill. What is it for? What does it do? Do I have to take, that kind of thing. So it's the kind of way that I would want to be treated by a professional.
Right, kind of the golden rule.
Yes.
Very good. Talk a little bit about our topic today. Everyone is talking about spring cleaning. Unfortunately, I spent a substantial part of my weekend on that very subject, and it was in my garage. But you want to talk about a different kind of spring cleaning. Kind of introduce the topic for us.
Yeah, I want to talk about financial spring cleaning.
Yeah.
I'm also a certified financial planner, and that's actually where my love is. I do love taxes. They've been my life, but financial planning is really where it comes down to the whole picture. There are 6 pieces on the financial planning exam. One of them is tax. The others are just as equally important. They're insurance, investments, estate planning, budgeting and cash flow, and also retirement planning. So a financial planner, a certified financial planner, is trained and skilled in looking at that big picture of everything it is you could possibly be spending your money on, and to what end? How much insurance do you really need? What types of insurance do you need? And I pride myself on being a fee-based only financial planner, which means I'm not selling any kind of investment, but I would love to sit with someone and explain to them, well, what is a mutual fund? What are stocks? What are bonds? How does that work? Is that something that's for the everyday man, or is that something for people who are just day traders? And, I have maybe a financial advisor. Can you look at my brokerage statements and tell me, am I making any money? Am I making good money? Am I taking too much risk? Somebody who's got no stake in the answer to this problem, just kind of sitting beside you and telling you what kind of things, what kind of spring cleaning could you do? Are there some things you could get rid of? Are there things you should pay more attention to? Should you really pay off those credit cards? Or maybe is it better to pay off a little bit of credit card but keep adding to savings and investments where you can actually be making some money possibly?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So kind of lay out a game plan, if you will. How would you map this out? Where do you begin? I gave you 3 questions. Good luck with that.
A questionnaire from you about your lifestyle, and most of the time people are thinking about retirement. If so, we have them do 2 budgets. I know that word is a hated word, but just a good idea of how do you spend your money now, and how do you think your budget will look when you're in a retirement year, where you'll have, maybe a little more travel in the budget and maybe a little more medical, because that's just how those things work. And then we will also ask you for kind of a flavoring thing of what it is you really picture for your life now and in the future. And when is that future? When is it you'd like to retire? Is it 60, 62, 65? Do you think you're going to try to work every day of your life? And then we'll take all that information in your last 2 tax returns, if we don't already do them, and we'll send you away, and then we'll put that all together in a plan that the client really becomes part and parcel to. Are they, what is it that they want? What are the goals? Do you want to leave a legacy, or do you want to spend every dime of it before you go? Are you covered in case you end up in a nursing home? Are you worried about that sort of thing? How much do you want to travel? Just all of the things that really do make up life. Why are you working? Why do you have a business? What is it that you really want to do before, your time's up here? And then we'll sit down and we'll talk about that and map out some real dollars and cents that go with that idea of your life.
Yeah, very, very good. I think it's fantastic. And, and the great thing, is that a first-time consultation, I'm sure you make very easy.
Oh, yeah, we do. I mean, it's more of a powwow than anything.
Yeah, absolutely. FinchCPAFirm.com. Sandra Finch, that's how you reach her. Finch, Finch, CPAFirm.com. And very good. I'm very glad to have you with us, and I get great feedback from listeners. They like your approach, your style, if you will, as do I. And so we always look forward to having you on.
Well, I always look forward to being on, Kevin.
You're doing a great job. All right. Any final thoughts before we let you go?
None that I can think of. Just, get those checkbooks out, dust them off, and let's see where your money's going, and let's try and direct that in a more meaningful way.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, Sandra Finch, make sure you check that out. Finch, Finch, CPA firm.com. When we come back, more for you. I do want to remind you, this content here does show up over there at usdailyreview.com, and this is The Price of Business.